Hello everyone, I'm Kenshin. Welcome to History Talk. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications. Thank you. Today's historical discussion is about the legend of the True Cross. On May 6, 2023, according to the UK time, King Charles III of England held his formal coronation ceremony. Besides the ongoing soap opera drama of the royal family, the most noteworthy item was a silver cross. Some may wonder why this is worth noting. This cross was crafted by silversmith Michael Lloyd, with the inscription of Saint David, the patron saint of Wales, and it was a gift from the king to the Welsh Church. However, what made it particularly special was that the Pope supposedly presented two wood fragments from the cross on which Jesus was crucified as part of the coronation gift to King Charles. These fragments were embedded in the silver cross, adding a significant religious significance to the coronation ceremony. For centuries, relics of the True Cross have been revered by people, and pilgrims have visited churches to pay homage. However, many have doubted the authenticity and origins of these relics, questioning whether they all came from the same cross. Today, Qianxin will discuss the legend of the True Cross. Even if not Christian, most are familiar with the story of Christ's crucifixion. Jesus was crucified because, to the Jewish faith, claiming to be God's son, as Jesus of Nazareth did, was considered blasphemy. Despite its simplicity, the crucifixion carries profound meaning. According to the Bible, the cross symbolizes God's curse, as everyone is a sinner and thus cursed by God. However, God chose to sacrifice Jesus on the cross to redeem some, showcasing his love. According to the Golden Legend by Jacobus de Voragine, the wood of the cross came from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Seth planted a portion of this tree on Adam's grave, which survived until the time of King Solomon. Solomon used the tree as a beam for the first temple, but it was deemed unsuitable. Centuries later, the wood was used for a bridge, and after 14 generations, it became the cross on which Jesus was crucified. In the 4th century, Saint Helena, born in 248 AD in Bithynia province, Roman Empire, discovered the True Cross. Helena, described as an excellent servant by Saint Ambrose, married Emperor Constantius Chlorus. Their son, Constantine the Great, issued the Edict of Milan in 313 AD, granting religious freedom to Christians. It's believed Helena converted to Christianity around this time. This son can be described as extremely attached to his mother, never leaving Helena's side. Even after his father, Constantius Chlorus, passed away in 308 AD, and Constantine became emperor, he immediately recalled his mother, granting Helena the title of Augusta. Not only that, he ordered everyone in the empire to honor his mother and even minted coins with Helena's image. Influenced by her son, Helena embraced Christianity. With the title of Augusta, Helena had control over the imperial treasury, and her next mission was to seek out the relics of Christian tradition. In the year 324 AD, Constantine sent his mother, Helena, with a large amount of gold to make a pilgrimage to the Holy Land of Jerusalem. He also wrote to the Patriarch Macarius I, requesting all possible assistance to help his mother fulfill her mission of restoring the Christian holy sites. Helena's primary objective was to find the Holy Sepulchre and the True Cross. The Holy Sepulchre is the site where Jesus Christ was crucified, and the True Cross is the cross on which Jesus Christ was crucified. During this pilgrimage, Helena reportedly followed in Jesus's footsteps, performing many acts of charity such as giving alms to the poor, providing food and clothing, and assisting in funding churches and meeting other needs. For example, between 326 and 328 AD, Helena traveled to the Holy Land of the Middle East. During her journey, Helena constructed many churches, including the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus Christ, and another church on the Mount of Olives, the Church of Eleona. After several weeks of travel, Helena's entourage finally arrived in Jerusalem. Later, she randomly selected a local man, Judas Syriacus, and compelled him to assist. At this point, Helena was closer than ever to finding the true cross. But this is where the diverging accounts of the search for the true cross begin. Some believe that nearby townspeople guided Helena to the location of the true cross, while others attribute it to the contribution of Judas Syriacus. If everyone remembers, at this time Jerusalem was still under reconstruction after being destroyed by Titus. Around 130 AD, Emperor Hadrian built a temple dedicated to Venus at the site of Jesus' crucifixion in Jerusalem. While there, Helena inquired with several Christians and Jews but made no progress in finding the cross. Finally, an elderly Hebrew named Judas told her the cross was buried beneath the Venus temple. Helena ordered the temple destroyed and excavation at that site. After several days of searching, it seemed prayers were answered. Helena claimed that at that moment, accompanied by fragrant dust and the flash of lightning, they discovered Golgotha and Jesus' tomb. Nearby, they found 3 crosses, a wooden plaque with Pilate's inscription, and 4 nails. One cross was believed to be Jesus's, the others belonging to the thieves crucified alongside him. To determine the true cross, they brought a leper from Jerusalem's outskirts to touch each cross. When the leper touched the 3rd and final cross, he was immediately cured. Helena declared it the true cross, and Constantine subsequently ordered the construction of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre at that site. The influential theologian Theodoret of Cyrus wrote that during Helena's search, she also found the nails that were used in the crucifixion. She had one nail fastened to Constantine's helmet and another to his bridle, believed to enhance his son's miraculous powers, with churches later built at these sites. It is generally believed she discovered several relics in Cyprus, including a portion of Jesus' outer garment, fragments of the Holy Cross, and pieces of the rope used to tie Jesus to the cross. This rope fragment, considered unique among similar relics, is preserved at Stavrovouni Monastery, said to be founded by Helena. According to tradition, Helena acquired the holy robe and sent it to Trier. It is said that Helena kept numerous cats in Cyprus, believed locally to have imported hundreds of them from Egypt or Palestine in the 4th century to rid the monastery of snakes. This monastery in Limassol is today known as the Cat Street Nicholas. In 327 AD, when Helena returned from Jerusalem to Rome, she brought back a portion of the true cross, storing it in a chapel within her palace. Although Helena's palace was later converted into the Church of the Holy Cross in Jerusalem, remnants of it can still be seen today. The cross was promptly taken back to Constantinople, while a portion remained in the hands of the Bishop of Jerusalem. Over time, fragments of the true cross were placed in many Catholic churches worldwide for everyone to admire. Whether the discovered and distributed cross fragments are truly the true cross remains a mystery. Helena passed away around AD 330, deeply loved by her son Constantine, who was with her at the time. She was later buried in the Helena Mausoleum on the outskirts of Rome, and her sarcophagus is now housed in the Vatican museums. Helena is regarded as a saint by the Eastern Orthodox, Roman Catholic, Anglican, and Lutheran churches, sometimes referred to as Helena of Constantinople to distinguish her from others with the same name. During the Eastern Roman-Persian Wars from AD 602 to 628, Persian Sasanian Emperor Khosrow II seized the true cross after capturing Jerusalem. However, Eastern Roman Emperor Heraclius counterattacked in AD 628, defeating the Persians and successfully retrieving the true cross. The story of Emperor Heraclius reclaiming the true cross also appears in the 13th century Western hagiography, the Golden Legend, describing how he carried the cross, defying the pontiff's request to enter the city on horseback. Despite doubts from some scholars, like Constantine Zuckerman, who believed the true cross was lost long ago, and Heraclius only brought back a replica, suggesting a political deception to satisfy Heraclius and his Persian ally, General Shahrbaraz's political needs. In the year 1009 AD, during the rule of the Islamic Fatimid Caliphate in Jerusalem, the order was given to destroy the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. At that time, Christians hid parts of the true cross. During the First Crusade, European crusaders obtained fragments of the True Cross after capturing Jerusalem in 1099 AD. In 1187 AD, the cross fell into the hands of Saladin after the Battle of Hattin. Subsequently, King Richard I of England, Emperor Isaac I of the Byzantine Empire, and Queen Tamar of Georgia all attempted to ransom the True Cross, but all efforts failed. In the year 1219 AD, the Ayyubid dynasty proposed to the Knights Templar that if the Crusaders ended the siege of Damietta, they would return the True Cross. However, the Crusaders rejected the Muslim army's offer of peace, and since then, the True Cross has not been mentioned in history. Returning to the present day, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, who presided over the coronation ceremony, emphasized that the core of the coronation is a religious ritual, likening it to the appointment of a priest. In an official statement, the Archbishop stated that amid all the splendor and grandeur, there is a moment of peace and simplicity, namely when the king is anointed with holy oil. He also noted that during the anointing ceremony, the king will wear a simple white shirt instead of a robed with status, as the king would fully understand the daunting task and the need for help. This is a moment never seen by the public before and was not reported in the coronation ceremony of the late Queen Elizabeth II in 1953. While some speculated whether it would appear in the ceremony, it was clarified that it would still be a private moment in the coronation ritual. Of course, apart from the usual anti-monarchist groups opposing the coronation, a survey also questioned the level of public funding for the coronation ceremony, especially given the inflation worldwide and particularly in the UK, where it exceeds 10%. It raises the question of whether it is necessary to spend this money on the coronation of the king, as the British taxpayers certainly have the right to express their opinions. A survey of 4,000 adults found that 51% oppose the government paying for the ceremony, 32% support state funding, while the rest said they don't know.